Rich. This is the Suffolk Crunch. We are live on this Monday evening. Hopefully everyone watching has had a great day at work, or what have you done? I had a day off and I had a night away last night in Coggeshall at the White Hart. It was absolutely wonderful. That's all I'm going to say on the subject. Anyway, firstly, we will go for 250. We're going big. 250 likes on this stream. This is a transfer window wrap / Pompey versus Town match preview. So if you're watching live, get involved down there in the comments. If you are watching back on catch up on YouTube, leave your comments. As always, lots of people get involved in that. We've got Dodson's in, we've got Jack's in, Simon is in, Eric is in, Kevin is in. Anybody who's in, get involved in them comments down below. We are also sponsored by the Bad Shirt Club. I say every time, head over to the website, use the code TSC30 at the checkout to get 30% off your order, and you don't get a lot nowadays for your money, so 30% off anything is always good. Martin is in, Ian is in, anyone in, get involved in them comments. Everyone watching now as well, hit the like button, go and share with your mates, tell them Rich is on the Suffolk Crunch. We're going to have a chat about the there is Peter's in from Spain, Lyndon is in, Adrian is in. Go and tell your mates we're live. I don't think any other town podcasts are live at this precise minute, so there is no excuse not to be watching. Matt is in. Hopefully you're good, Matt, and hopefully you might be at Pompey tomorrow night. We've got Hamish is in, Rock the Gorilla is in, and yeah, anyone in, get involved. Also, if you're new here, please hit the subscribe button. We had a few new subscribers over the weekend. If you haven't watched the Preston North End match review, that is available to watch on the channel. There's not 2 hours to go on the window, Simon. The window has slammed shut because it was 7 p.m. Luke is in. He says, really worried about us in the next month away from home because the form is rubbish. Failed in the strike hunt. This month will make or break the top 2, maybe even the playoffs, in his opinion. So yeah, get subscribing. Turn on your notifications bell if you are new around here, so when the Suffolk Crunch is live, you can get involved. And also go and subscribe, because we need 8 more people at Where the Town Walks, Where the Town Walk on YouTube. We need 8 more people to subscribe to get to 600. So if you don't subscribe there, please do. That's another Ipswich Town podcast. We done a live yesterday morning. We've had over nearly 1,800 people watch it. It's about 30 minutes long. So head over there and have a look at that. Hit subscribe. It would be really appreciated. Sean is in. Simon says extra time to get the paperwork done. Don't think it's happening. It's all quiet on the Western Front as far as transfers at Portman Road have gone today. Obviously in the window, Lee is in. Good evening, Lee. I'm just going to nip onto the iPad to see if anything's happening. Obviously, we signed Anis Mehmeti and Dan Neil. So 2 bits of business we done in this window. But obviously, the main, Dan says he hopes Dan Neil hits the ground running and Nunes and Philogene return soon, which I totally agree with. Let's have a look on TWTD if there's anything happening, which I don't think there is. Just loading up. Akpom back training. Kip Ray fight. No, that's for. Oh no, that was the other day. Don't know what's happening there. Baggett set to stay at Town. It's not happening. Don't know what's going on here. This is not very good. Here we go. Let's get this up and rolling. Agree and proceed. We have confirmed Ryan Doherty's moved to Town from Stevenage. Frankie Runham has signed from Chelsea. So they're just the 2 bits of business there for the 21. So we're signing some younger players, which is always good. But let's get into the chat about Adam is in. Andrew's in. Let's talk. Matt's head is on Mars because we put in a bid for a player. Just a shame he's a winger. Right. Let's get into the chat. Right. So, no number 9 has come into the building, which we all wanted. I don't think there's many Town fans out there who have said we don't need to sign a striker. We have done a lot of business with the women's team. Shout out to the women who drew 1-1 yesterday with Newcastle. A couple of good results under David Wright's tenure. So they're heading in the right direction. Tough season so far for them, but they've got a couple of good results lately. We've got 103 people in. Wow. Smash the like button, everybody. Come on. 103 of you in here now. So this is where I stand. We should have addressed this situation in the summer. Sammy Smodix is staying. We will get onto him in a minute, Jack. We should have addressed this in the summer. As far as I'm concerned, we knew Liam Delap was going to be leaving probably around February, March time. He was going to be moving. And a lot of the things that the football club are doing off the pitch, fantastic. Training grounds getting built. There's obviously going to be plans for the Cobbold stand, which is probably a few years down the line. As far as recruitment is in certain areas of the team, we can all look. We need to be careful because obviously we're all at the game on Saturday. We see Di Cornell playing for Preston. Fair play to him. He had a pretty quiet game, but we only need to flip back a few years, and there was the picture at the training ground with himself, Hawkins, Stephen Ward, right, at the training ground. And that was where we were as a football club back then. Fast forward to now, where we are now, we are in a massively much better position. But it shouldn't cloud, and I see a lot of people on the socials now saying Town fans are entitled. Cheers, Adam. I'll message you after, mate. I'll WhatsApp you after. They're saying Town fans are entitled. Now, I don't think they are, because with the money comes expectation, and as a fan base, we got promoted back-to-back promotions. We went to the Premier League. We got there too soon. We've come back now down to the Championship. We've spent a lot of money. People's expectations are higher than they were before. Not every fan, but I would say a lot of fans' expectations now are higher, and we hold the club accountable. I think as a fan base, you are allowed to be critical, right? As long as you channel it, I think, in the right sort of direction. So for me, we should have addressed it in the summer. That was when we should have signed a direct replacement for Liam Delap, because George Hurst, and I know he's getting a lot of stick at the minute, George Hurst has been excellent for this football club, and I won't have anybody saying he hasn't, because he has. But he's probably done his job that he was brought in to do, right? But now we should be moving on from George Hurst. We shouldn't be going back to George Hurst. George Hurst will probably still play a part, but he shouldn't probably be your starting striker. Neither should Ivan Azon. As far as I'm concerned, he shouldn't be your starting striker. He should be, if you're going to sign him, he should probably be your third striker, which Ali Al-Hamadi was. But then we go to last season, now Al-Hamadi was playing some games when he shouldn't have been, because he was been playing too early. Good evening, Lee. Hope you're well, mate. Dodson says he's a donkey. He's not a donkey, George Hurst. He's really struggling at the minute for form. And yeah, he's not playing well. And I think he'll probably say that himself. But we just need to remember what he did for our football club. And I know it's back there, and we want it here now. And we want someone to come in and be better than George Hurst. And we do. Good evening, Mark Eagle. Hope you're good. Ryan is in. Hope you're well. Everyone watching now, smash the like button. I totally agree with you. Azon has had a lot of chances and he can't finish. Because if you look, there was a chart out yesterday. One of my mates sent me with big chances missed this season. George Hurst was first and Ivan Azon was 7th. So we are creating chances, but we're missing them. And this is where we should have upgraded, and we should have looked for a clinical striker. McBurney was available in the summer. Bamford was available in the summer. Colton Morris for 3 million was available in the summer. All of them, personally, I think would have been an upgrade. And then today we're linked with Richard Kone, I see, which we couldn't sign because he'd already played for 2 clubs this season. Peter O'Rourke, I think, on Twitter, he's had an absolute stinker there. Will Asula we were linked with, Adam Armstrong, Joel Pirro. There were so many players. Kiefer Mormat, another one who was available in the summer, but we didn't go for, right? We didn't go for him. And we've got to where we are now, and we haven't signed a replacement. So now we just need to get behind who is at the football club. You might not like them, you might not rate them. There's nothing you can do about it now. We're just going to have to stick with them until May. And that's, for me, where we are as a football club. We should judge McKenna, Mark Ashton, and the recruitment. That's in May, when hopefully we've got to the Premier League and we can all say, well, we should have signed a striker, but what we had in the building was good enough and it got us across the line. If we slip into the playoffs, if we miss out and we don't get promoted and we're still in the Championship next season, that is the time when people at the top of the club will have to be held accountable. Ashton, McKenna, recruitment team, and players as well that we've got in at the minute, because we've got some good players and we should be in and around them top 2 spots. There's nothing guaranteed in football. We know that, you know. But like Tammy says, it's going to be harder next season to get to the Premier League because there'll be teams coming down with parachute money, you know, and there'll be a little bit more ahead of us. Say a Leeds come down, or a West Ham, or a Forest. It's going to be tough. Burnley, always decent in the Championship. Wolves, not quite so sure what happens next season. But that's then, you know. But what we have in the building now, we've got no chance. No, there's nothing we can do as fans but just get behind the players, you know. And you can be critical. I've been critical, you know. Sometimes I put some crazy things on Twitter. Good evening, Nigel. Hope you're good, mate. But I think just be a bit more, bit respectful of a George Hurst, and just think, I was away at Barnsley that night. One of probably in my top 5 town away games since the 90s, when I started following Town on the road. It was an absolutely fantastic night, you know. George Hurst played a massive part in that game and in that season, you know. And he's had some injury problems, but now you've just got to get behind him. You've got to hope that he can stay fit. You've got to hope that Azon can improve, because I think he has improved a little bit. You know, he's improved. But Steve said the problem with the January window is crap that most teams don't want to. So I get why we didn't rush out and buy a loan somebody. Lyndon says proof will be in the pudding now come May. Let's hope not. Simon Striker doesn't come back to haunt us. We've got to back the lads and see what happens. Kev says if they're wearing the shirt like them or not, we have to support them. Tammy says just would like to see the players play with some passion and drive. It's bloody boring watching them at the moment, aside from a handful of games. And I think a lot of that comes down to the style of play, and most of that, it comes from the manager, you know. That's what he wants, and that's how he wants us to play. So we've just got to see what happens between now and May. We've got a lot of games coming up. We've got 4 real tough games on the road, which we do need to take points from, starting tomorrow night with Portsmouth. Just touching on Sammy Smodics. He has remained at the football club. I did do a pod with Callum from Rams Talk this afternoon on the proviso that Sammy Smodics had gone. You know, that was the way we were talking. And we did say if he doesn't move, this is going to be sort of chucked in the bin and in the archive. So chatted for 20 minutes about Sammy, and he didn't leave. So I'm more than happy that he stayed. You know, it doesn't concern me that he's at the football club, because I think Sammy Smodics can still offer something. What it is, I don't know. Where he plays, I'm not quite sure, but he's a goal scorer. He scored goals in this league. So we're just going to have to, hopefully, Sammy Smodics can get back to some of the form that he showed at Blackburn. Adam says there's a chance of signing free transfer still. Players out there that are without a game. If we have space in the squad, which we don't have, because we're at maximum of 25, so that's not going to happen. Mark says definitely time to get behind the guys. Saturday when Hurst shanked his shot, Jack Taylor spotted the North Stand reaction and pulled him away from it. It's right. Rock the Gorilla. Matty Phillips, my good mate Matt. Hopefully you're watching this, Matt. Talking Town are live at 8 tonight, I think. Blue Monday, probably live with Joe. With a transfer roundup, I think. So have a look at that. But there's no one else live here at the minute, so there's no excuse not to hit the like button. We're going for 250 on this. So Tammy says, I'm happy he works hard. Play him as a 9. He doesn't work as a 9, Tammy. He played as a 9 against Newcastle last year in the Premier League. Got eaten up. He's not a number 9, Sammy Smodics. He's got to play off somebody. Joe reckons we missed him against Preston. Well, hopefully he can be involved tomorrow night as Town head down to the south coast. Where's the foot mob? Let me load up my foot mob app, which I did have earlier. And now it seems to disappear. We are going to Portsmouth, and they are on a good run. They are unbeaten in 4. There you go. Elmer says, I'm like 39. Press the like. I'm late. Is Sammy still here? Yes, Sammy Smodics is still in the building, James. Thank you for watching, mate. Thank you for getting involved. Thank you for hitting the like button. Top man. Lee says, you will have till 9 p.m. only if the paperwork is submitted by 7, which I don't think there's nothing happening. I know, who did you sign today, Lee? I see Coventry signed a midfielder from Brentford. Don't steal my thunder, Tammy. We're getting to that in a minute. So Town head to Fratton Park tomorrow night to play the rearranged game that was cancelled because the pitch was frozen. It wasn't cancelled because Portsmouth had 11 players injured. They probably weren't that bothered it was cancelled, but it wasn't cancelled for that reason. So we head down to Pompey tomorrow night. They are off the back of a 4-game unbeaten run. They beat West Brom on Saturday 3-0. Connor Chaplin of this parish scored. He's on loan at the minute. He can't play tomorrow night. What a shame. King Chapo said he thought Batistuta is coming. Well, we all remember when he was linked to Town. If you're of the younger generation, you probably won't. But if you don't know who Gabriel Batistuta was, stick it in YouTube. He was a very good Argentine striker. So, yeah, we're heading down to Fratton Park. Not sure, Mike, when that comes out with Matt Holland, the interview. There'll probably be one coming soon. Thomas Kirk is the man with the whistle tomorrow. I think it's very important because obviously the referee, Mr. Busby, on Saturday came in for a lot of stick. Let's have a look at the form guide. Yeah, last 4 in the league. 3-0 win against West Brom. It was 1-1 in the South Coast Derby against Southampton. It was a 1-1 draw away at Vicarage Road. Watford, what is going on there? Javi Gracia, he resigned yesterday, 4 months in. What a circus. He's out. And before that, it was a 1-0 win away at Sheffield Wednesday. So they are sitting 20th in the league, 28 games, 8 wins, 9 draws, 11 losses, 27 goals scored, 37 against. They are sitting on 33 points. Town sitting in 4th. Obviously 1-1 draw with Preston. Before that, it was a 3-1 defeat against Sheffield United. Before that, we won 3 on the bounce. Well, two in the league, and there was 1 in the FA Cup. Obviously, Bristol City and Blackburn. Lee says Elton John is taking over as manager. Let me have a sip of coffee. So, this is how they lined up on Saturday. Schmidt in goal. Devlin, who'd been linked to Wrexham today, but John Massigno says he wasn't going anywhere. Paul, Ogilvie and Swanson. Andre Dazelle, ex-Town, alongside Abu Adams, who they signed from Derby. Scored in the last 2. He's been a good signing so far. Segacic. Connor Chaplin played in the 10, so he won't play in Ali and Colby Bishop. But Colby Bishop is injured. He went off on Saturday. Callum Lang, he was obviously, I'm not sure if he signed for Preston. He was linked with a move away. They've got quite a long Murphy in there. They've got a very long injury list. Obviously, Marlon Pack on the bench. Keshi Anderson, I think he came on Saturday for Colby Bishop, so it looks like he'll probably play for him. They've got John Swift. They've got some good players there, Pompey. Bursic is their reserve goalkeeper. So let's have a look further down what it tells us. preview. Let's have a look. This is all on FootMob. Segacic is their highest rated player on FootMob, 6.7. He has scored 6 goals. He's got a FootMob rating, I said, of 6.7. 6 goals, 1 assist, 236 minutes per goal. Jack Clark. Jackie Clark, he's our highest rated player with a 7.0. He's got 12 goals so far, 1 assist. He's got a lot of penalties, isn't he, Jack Clark? He's Johnny on the spot, and he should have had another penalty on Saturday. Don't know if anyone's seen the highlights. Yeah, 2 out of the 4 were a penalty, but we did talk about that on Saturday's match review. So if you haven't seen that, head back over there and watch. So tomorrow night, what will Town line up with? Obviously, Christian Walton will be in goal. I will not make no mistakes. I said on Friday's show, Jacob Greaves was playing centre-back instead of Dara O'Shea. A lot of people might probably think that he should come in, but I did make a mistake. A few people did pick me up on that. So back 4, I think, will be the same. It will be Darnell Furlong, Leif Davis, Cedric Kipre, who didn't, I think, had his greatest game on Saturday. Didn't look 100% fit to me. And Dara O'Shea. Hamish says it's great to have a reliable penalty taker in the team. Best since Tommy Miller. He was a great penalty taker. Callie's in. The king is in. Callie Bisler. He says, Upper Crunch. If you don't follow Callie on YouTube, head over now and subscribe to his channel, please. Lee's off. He's off to go and pick Connor up. Connor plays cricket, he plays darts, he plays football. Callie says it was a decent window. Replaced Smodix with a better player in Mehmeti and upgraded midfield with a promotion-winning leader. We still got Smodix in the building though, Callie, so we hopefully will get some worth out of him between now and the season. Matt is putting Jacob Greaves back in for Kipre. Hamish is going Greaves in for Kipre. McAteer in for Eggerly. Eggerly didn't start on Saturday, Hamish. It was Wes Burns. And he's putting Dan Neal in. Right. Let's get to what I think. Yeah, same back 4. Midfield. Matasiwa is an absolute shoo-in. Dan Neal's starting for me tomorrow. He didn't come on the other day against Preston. Jack Taylor come on, and I thought he was pretty decent when he did. So I'm going to go... In the midfield, I am going Azor and Dan Neal in the midfield. Ben is rating the transfer window at a D. We'll get to that at the end. We're gonna do a bit of ratings at the end. Steve says I want McAteer in. I can see him getting at least an assist, if not to score. He did big him up, didn't he, in Friday's press conference, Kieran McKenna, Casey McAteer, and then he didn't get on the pitch on Saturday. But I'm agreeing with you there. I don't see Wes starting 2 games on the trot at the minute. So I'm not playing Eggerly away at Fratton Park. I'm putting Casey McAteer out there. In the 10, I'm going to go Mehmeti. Hopefully Nunes or Philogene, one of them can be involved off the bench, because Kieran did say there's a possibility of one of them being fit. I'm going on the left-hand side. I'm going Jack Clark. And up top, Callie says it's going to be a Hurst hat-trick tomorrow. Who am I playing up top tomorrow? Tell you what, I'm chucking in Chuba Akpom. I'm throwing all my cards up in the air, and we're seeing which one comes down first. So I'm going for Chuba Akpom up top. Steve says it's going to be a 3-1 Town win. McAteer with the first goal. So, right, for the next 2 minutes, everyone watching in the chat, we've got 83 of you. 55 of you wonderful people have hit the like button, which is absolutely brilliant. We're going for 250 on the stream. So if you're here, press the thumbs up button. Ben's putting Akpom in the 9. He's played 3 times. He's got 2 goals from that position for us. So that's a decent return. That's a decent return. Let's get your ratings for this transfer window. January's transfer window. Dan Neal and Ismail Mehmeti. They are the 2 signings Callie's going for a 5-0, 5-1 Town win. Are you there tomorrow, Callie, at Fratton Park, or are you doing a watch along? Tell everybody in the comments now. What am I going to rate this window? We'll go out of 10. We're going out of 10. Callie's gone for a C plus or a B. We'll go out of 10. Adam says 6 out of 10. Tammy's giving it a 5 out of 10. Andrew's giving it a 5 out of 10. Chris, he says it's poor that we didn't get centre forward. Simon's giving it a 5. Ben's giving it a 6. Eric's giving it a 7. That's the first 7. Matt's giving it a 5. Callie's giving it a 7.83927. 6 from Mike. Oh, he's giving it 6 for Neil. He's giving it 6 for Neil. 2-1 Town win, says Tammy. Shane's giving it a 7. Ashton's giving it a 7. Adrian's giving it a 6. I will give it a 6. I'm going to give it a 6 out of 10. If it had been if you got a striker in there, you could have bumped it up to a 7.58-ish. Both players in positive, but yeah, missing piece hasn't arrived. Michael's giving it a 6. Andrew's a 6. Monkey Man is a 6. Callie says 92 in here. Smash the like, folks. This is good. This is good. We got 65 likes already. This is absolutely wonderful. Jack says a 4. Wow, he's giving it a 4. That's the lowest rating so far out of 10. Dan Neal, Hamish says, will be the missing piece, which we all hope that's going to work in there with Dan Neal in the midfield. I think we really do need a partner alongside Azor in there. You know, still on 9 yellow cards, which is good, but I think Dan Neal will be a really positive signing. Sean's giving it a 6. We just have to see how it goes. I'm not stopping this stream until we get 80 likes. Callie says, don't forget to click the share button and send it to your fellow Town fans. Yes, we're loving it. We're loving the love tonight. We need a leader, says Tammy. Adam says we brought in 2 quality players. That's Eric said that. 10 games without that 10th is crazy, says Adam. Ben's life. Ashton saying will be active. 2 players isn't that active unless you count the youth players scored we signed. I think I said it before. The summer was the time when we should have signed a striker, which we didn't. This window is very, very difficult. You know, very difficult. I see a little bit today. I think it was from Stu Watson. There was a quote taken, I think, saying about. Let me find it. Keep putting your comments in. I will tell you what it said. I will go to my Twitter and I will read it. I think Jamie, my mate Jamie, had tweeted it, so I did retweet. Thank you very much, Ben. That is very much appreciated, mate. Sending you the love. Right, here we go. So, this was earlier. Jamie on Twitter says, a very provocative statement. Wonder if that was fed by Mark Ashton covering his arse. I'm not surprised if the likes of Madger, and let's be clear, we did still go for some, and so McKenna clearly felt we did need to improve. And this is saying, Ipswich went into the window with Chairman Mark Ashton admitting he likes player trading. It's understood that the scouting team, led by new head of recruitment Mick Court, put several possible transfer targets to manager Kieran McKenna, but that the Blues boss opted not to pursue many. So they've given him some options. And obviously, in Kieran's opinion, he didn't think that they were better than what we had. And that is the trouble in January. Simon says probably need to lower expectations on 4 strikers. They're all average. Sammy, Akpom, Azon and Hurst. Do we actually have room with FFP to spend money on a striker, says James? I believe we do. Callie says Dan Neal's not just a leader on the pitch, but in the dressing room, and will add mentality that this group has been lacking so far. Me and Callie, and a lot of people have said that before about the mentality and the leadership in this group, obviously since Sammy Morsy left, has been lacking. So I think he adds to that. But yeah, getting back onto that comment, I know we all wanted a striker today and we're all disappointed we didn't get one in, but there is no point really if you're not going to get better than what you've got already. I know everyone's got an opinion. saying he's not very good, he's rubbish, he's this, he's that. And I've said it, I'm not a massive Azon fan. Don't think he's very good. George Hurst has been good at this level. He's really lacking in confidence at the minute. Chuba Akpom, not quite sure what he is. Is he a 10? Is he a 9? Didn't really work in the 10 for me. If he's going to play in the 9, he needs a run of games to see what he can do. But the games are running out, and the games will run out thick and fast. Elliot is in. I'll be texting you in a minute to let you know what time I'm picking you up tomorrow. He's put, wish we signed a new striker, but hope we can work with the team we've got and get back to the Premier League. And that's what it's all about. You know, starting tomorrow night with 4 really, really tough away games. Portsmouth are going to be flying out the blocks at us tomorrow night. You know, it's a tough place to go. Under the lights on a Tuesday night, I'm really looking forward to going down there. You know, I love going on the away days with my lads, meeting up with my mates. You know, it's the release from everyday life. We all love football. You know, we all have stuff going on in our lives, but we go to football, we can switch off from that for a couple of hours, and hopefully tomorrow night we can get a positive result. Just want to thank everyone who's got involved tonight. We've gone on a little bit. It's 30 minutes long. Keep smashing that like button. Keep sharing. Keep subscribing if you're new around here. Head over to Where the Town Walk, the other town pod that I do. We were looking for 8 more people to get subscribed to that to take us to 600, which is great because we've not been going that long. But yesterday's live is available to watch back. Like I say, nearly 1,800 people have watched it so far. So hopefully we can get that to 2K. But yeah, cheers for watching. I will be doing another live. It will be Wednesday morning. Not at work Wednesday. I'm not going to work early after getting back from Portsmouth tomorrow night. So Wednesday morning we will be live, probably around 9:30, 10 o'clock. Hopefully we will have some positive stuff to talk about. It'll be a town victory. I'm going for a 2-1 win tomorrow night. I think we really need to start that run of away games by getting a win, and then we can push on and look at Derby ahead on Saturday. But it's going to be a really tough night tomorrow night, but we've got to show that grit. We've got to show that determination, which we haven't shown in certain away games this season, but hopefully we can start tomorrow night. We can get them 3 points. So if you're going to the game, enjoy the game. If you're watching at home, yeah, hope you have a good evening. Cheers for watching. Cheers for getting involved. Keep smashing that like button, and we will see you Wednesday morning with the match reaction. All the fallout from Pompey versus Town. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you all soon.